Hello, hello, what's going on, everybody? How are we doing today? What's up? Welcome to another live stream. So glad you can make it. Great to be here, feeling good today. Let me know if you guys can hear me or if there's any issues with the audio or anything like that. I've been constantly changing my setup, as some of you guys know. Can see and hear you. Great, awesome. Thank you, Frederick. Great to see you, Gordon. Nice to see you here. Guess the new studio isn't ready yet. Nope, still working on it. But we're getting there. Great to see you guys. Welcome to another hour or so of talking all about smart homes and HomeKit and Apple stuff. Great to be here as always. If you're new here, my name is Shane and we talk about smart home stuff on the channel all the time, Apple HomeKit specifically. And yeah, great to be here. Let's say hi to some folks. And what we'll do is we got some stuff to talk about today. Got a lot of stuff. So looking forward to that. It's a fun time right now. I'll say that. And then we'll take some questions and stuff like that. You guys can ask me some questions as we normally do, once we kind of get through everything. Are questions highlighted? Thank you, Garrett. Yes, they are. So much appreciated that. Much appreciated. And let's make sure all right, cool. That is working. Good deal. And yeah, so we'll do some questions. We'll kind of get through everything. I put some notes down in the description below you can check out. But we'll get through that stuff and then we'll do some questions. Let's say hi to some folks here. First, Frederick, I already saw you. What's going on? Great to see you. And Jeff from Michigan is here. Rares B. Jordan, what's up, Jordan? How you doing today? Brian Martin. Kevin is here. What's up, Kevin? And Brian Essler. Nice to see you. Just made it in time. What a whirlwind. 24 hours. I literally have a callus on my finger from holding my camera. Wow. Been working hard, huh? Hard working photographer there. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you can make it. Hope you can kind of relax a little bit for the next hour or so. I'm getting this weird thing with my mouse is doing it. It's doing it again. All right. So that's all right. Let's see who else we got. BD Creates. Mike Q is here. What's up, Mike Q? Bruce, Scott McNair. All right, Graham, Nick, let's go. All right. Yes, sir. Okay, Lone Star Trent, what's going on? Dina is here. Welcome. Will, we got a lot of people in the house. Larry, what's going on? Larry, how you doing today? All right, cool. So let's just go ahead and jump into some of this stuff, guys. We got, like I said, a good bit of stuff we're going to talk about today. First up, if you didn't notice, iOS 16.4 is officially released now. So if you haven't, you can update all your devices. Let's see, we'll switch over to my screen. So iOS 16.4 is here. Some new stuff, new emojis. Safari web push notifications. We'll kind of skim through all this stuff because what we're interested in mostly, not Apple Books per se, right here, that HomeKit architecture upgrade is back. So the infamous home architecture upgrade is back. We've talked about this a good bit here on the channel. I actually did a video when I upgraded my home to the architecture. Was it 16.1? I always forget which one it was. I think it was 16.1 or no, 0.2 maybe. Yeah, I think it was 16.2. Anyways, they pushed this out. A lot of us upgraded and then they pulled it because a lot of us had issues. So, you realize you're the only true channel that actually addresses HomeKit. Yeah, you see a lot of people talking about all the iOS, updates. I don't know, HomeKit. They don't get a lot of love on a lot of channels. That's all right. We're all about HomeKit here. That's what we're here for. So, question, Lurk, speaking of the architecture, I was early with the new architecture. Do we get a new version? No. So I think this is, and I don't really know this for sure, but I think this is the same. It's the same update. So if you updated early like I did, and you were able to do that before they pulled it, I don't think anything's going to change. Maybe there's some slight things that have changed with the update kind of behind the scenes, but you're not going to have to like redo the upgrade or it's, anything like that. Should be the same underlying framework that's been changed and everything. So if you've done it already, you should be good to go. Hopefully there's no issues. I have heard some good things from a few people already who have done the upgrade since updating to iOS 16.4. So that is a good thing. Hopefully that's going smooth for everybody. If you have any experience, I know some of you guys have probably already done this. Drop some comments down there in the chat and let us know what you think, if it's gone smooth for you or what. Question, just purchased the SwitchBot Hub 2. Will this work? We'll talk about the SwitchBot Hub in a little bit, and I will be making a video on that pretty soon. You can probably see my little SwitchBot Hub 2 there in the background, so got an early version of that, so I can make a video. But what was actually wrong with the original version of the architecture? Good question, Gary. So really, people were having all kinds of issues, stability issues. One of the big issues I noticed, it seemed like people were having issues with other family members and invites. I know that was a big part of it. Some people were having issues with HomePods and it was just kind of a mess across the board, it seems like. And if anybody here had any questions, let me know. Or had any issues with the original, you can drop those in the chat. But yeah, it just seemed like people were having issues across the board. A lot of people were having issues with family members and stuff like that in their Apple homes. So iOS was the only update. macOS, tvOS, and watchOS were also updated at this time. That is correct. Thank you, Gordon. So another thing is, like Gordon said, there's also been updates to everything else. So watch, iPads, macOS Ventura has been updated. So this also includes the new HomeKit architecture on macOS Ventura. So there we go. We got Apple Insider talking about HomeKit, so that's nice. But yeah, so you can update all your devices if you haven't already, and that is good. Oh, we got Brad is in the house. What's going on, Brad? Glad you could make it here. Hope you're having a good Wednesday so far. I know you were updating some of your stuff. You were talking over in our member Discord. So did your update go smoothly? Is everything good? I think it was good last I heard. So I know Brad was one of those kind of pushing the new HomeKit architecture since iOS 16.4. So Jeff, Apple Classic Music app was released. Yes, that was also one of the updates with 16.4. We now have Apple Music Classic along with some other little updates here and there. One of the other that some of you might be interested in while we're talking about iOS 16.4, I think it was in this article here. Let's see, emergency SOS, shortcuts, here we go. There are options and shortcuts for creating workflows that lock a device's screen and control the always-on display. Plus, there's an option to automatically enable or disable Stage Manager on the iPad. So some small updates to shortcuts with 16.4, specifically that lock screen one, which we're going to come back to in a minute because one of the apps that I've used, there's an update to that which kind of utilizes that. So we'll talk about that in a second. Excuse me. And Brad says, yes, sir, wasn't a perfect upgrade, but it was reasonably painless. Okay, good to hear. Like I said, I heard somebody also tweeted me recently, said that they were having issues with their HomePods ever since, I think it was since, I can't remember what update it was. I think it was since updating to the new architecture. I think they updated the new architecture and had issues with their HomePods until 16.4, and that fixed it with their HomePods, so that's good. Okay, so next up we have some new Matter products that are coming. Somebody mentioned SwitchBot earlier, so let's go ahead and jump into the SwitchBot. So this is available for pre-order right now. Let's see, I actually put a link to this down in the description if you want to check that out. If you want to wait, I will probably have a discount code. Actually, I do have a discount code, but it's not effective until I think April 1st. So if you want to save a few bucks, you can wait a few days and I'll post that once I have a video release on this. But there is a little discount code you'll be able to save. But actually right here it says 20% off coupon right here. So there you go. Go ahead and take advantage of that. Pre-order this thing now if you're interested. Let's see. Jump into some of these questions real quick, and we'll do more questions once we get through all this stuff. But let's see what we got. Is intercom works only via shortcuts, or can it work? No, so I did do a whole video about this. You guys can go check out that video, and it's still the case. We can still only do the intercom shortcuts through your personal shortcuts. You can't do that through your HomeKit automations. Unfortunately, really hope that they change that, but yeah, that is just personal shortcuts. So again, did a whole video on that if you're curious on kind of what that's all about. Oh, nice. George, what's going on, George? I didn't say hi to you. Just noticed you in the chat. Silverhammer Surveillance. Y'all go check out George's channel. Silverhammer Surveillance did some good stuff on some doorbells recently over there on the channel I saw. But George says, I've noticed a big difference with the HomePods for the better with 16.4, and that's great to hear, and that's the man we want to hear from, because how many do you have? Are you up to 10 of the new HomePods, George? I think it was like 8 or 10 last I checked. So that's good to hear for sure. Let's see, question was difference. What is the difference with HomeKit? I'm not sure what you mean there. Maybe with the... No, oh man, I totally forgot it was going to be April Fool's. It is not an April Fool's joke. I wouldn't do that to you guys. Have your EcoBees updated yet? Actually, yes, Green Arrow. I just noticed today that my second EcoBee updated. So I think we talked was it last week? One of mine updated, probably a month ago to the new interface. My second one just updated today, so I'm good to go. So if yours hasn't already, I would assume it's coming soon, if not already. So yes, the SwitchBot Hub 2, this thing. So right now you can, when you get this supports Matter. Okay, let's see if we got some nice like imagery here. Yep, a 401 hub that supports Matter. It's an IR blaster. Your IR devices will not get exposed to HomeKit. So much like the original Hub Mini from SwitchBot, you can use it as an IR blaster, which is great. That stuff won't come over to HomeKit. It does have some smart buttons on there that you can program again in HomeKit. Temperature, humidity, light sensor. But for HomeKit, the only things, now this will kind of bring Matter support to your SwitchBot devices. It's starting with just the SwitchBot blind tilt and the SwitchBot curtain, which is a good start. So let's see, I think they got some more images. Yep, here we go right here. So kind of brings your Bluetooth devices into Apple HomeKit through Matter, starting with these two devices right here. They said that more is coming soon. Again, I'll have a whole video on this hub real soon where you can check out all the details. So be on the lookout for that. Also, we have Nanoleaf has got some Matter products coming soon. Now this actually came out of, I think, over a week ago, but we didn't talk about it last week, so let's go ahead and talk about it now. So they have some smart bulbs, and these are, and again, I put links to all this stuff, guys, these products in the description so you can check out if you want, but they've got their Matter enabled bulbs for sale now, pre-order. Let's see, does it say a shipping time? Ship mid-April, so they should start shipping really soon. You got an A19 bulb, a BR30, GU10, and a downlight. So that's pretty cool. It looks like for me, and I don't know if this is like location based, but the only one I can pre-order is the A19 bulb. And then they also have the, oh, where'd it go? Oh, I lost it. I wanted to get back to the shop light strips. So yeah, there's basically selling two different light strips now. You've got the Matter light strip and then the Apple Home light strip. So if you have these existing Nanoleaf devices, they won't be upgraded to support Matter. But yeah, you'll have to get a new one if you want Matter support, and you can pre-order these as well too. Let's see, question I've got, Amazon Echoes, is Matter coming to the Echoes? If so, can I use this voice assistant with? Yeah, so Craig, Matter will come to the Echoes. It's a little behind, especially with some of the different like the hub devices. For example, the new SwitchBot hub you won't be able to use with Amazon just yet because they haven't updated their stuff to support hub devices. If I recall correctly, if I said that right, but it's all coming, and you won't be able to use the voice assistant with Apple HomeKit instead of Siri. So if you're trying to, like, you can't really, your HomePods and your Alexa devices, sorry if I just triggered your devices, can't really be used together like that. It's not exactly how it works. Question, what is the difference with HomeKit? It was that you're talking about with 16.4. So again, the big difference here is going to be that home architecture. I did a whole video over on my channel about, I don't know, probably about a month ago on this new home architecture. So if you want to see more about that, go check out that video. But basically, the whole underlying framework of HomeKit has been redone. It's supposed to operate more smoothly and supposed to be snappier and stuff, especially for those of us with a lot of devices. So again, I did a whole video when I upgraded my home to this new architecture. They pulled the upgrade after I made that video, but now you can upgrade again. So if you want to go check out that video again on my channel, it's probably about 4 weeks ago I made that. So question, with Philips Hue not making its own deadline for Matter, do you think this will be more widespread? Well, we can get to that. I don't know. I think they've delayed theirs. They said it was going to be Q1. They're seeing Matter is, it's not been as smooth as we probably like, but hey, I mean, anything new really isn't. That's kind of the way I see it. So, you know, I'm kind of forgiving with that, if that makes any sense. But a lot of these companies, you know, Philips Hue, their stuff just works really well. And so I understand some of these companies wanting to wait. They probably shouldn't have jumped and said that they were going to support it, you know, right away or given a deadline. But now they've kind of pushed back, and we'll talk about this in a minute. Actually, we can go ahead and talk about it since it was asked. But here is kind of an article on The Verge. Philips Hue is delaying its Matter update. So it's waiting for everyone else to be ready. Totally makes sense in my opinion. Like I said, and a bridge device like this, you couldn't pair this Matter device to Amazon's Assistant. So it makes sense for me why some of these companies are doing this. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Belkin Wemo did also recently say that they're just straight up not planning on supporting Matter, if I recall correctly, a couple weeks ago. That's a bit different. This I kind of understand, kind of waiting till all the software and all the smart home platforms kind of catch up. So yeah, and back to, let's see, where were we? Yep, Nanoleaf, and then some more smart home products that are now available. Eve Energy is now available to order with Matter out of the box. So you can pick this up again. I'll put some links down in the description. I don't think this one is available on Amazon yet. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. You can see this one is Matter certified, and you can see right here there's a Matter upgrade for HomeKit devices coming April 17th. So as of now, you can pre-order this one. Let's see if I shop now, what it's going to do. And yep. So anyways, you can order this one, and then April 17th, let's see, I wrote a note. Yeah, April 17th, the Eve motion and contact sensor, so the Eve door and window and the Eve motion sensor will both be available to purchase with Matter out of the box. again, April 17th. And also that same day is when we're going to see, as you can see right here, all of your existing Eve Energies, Eve Door and Window, and Eve Motion. All these will get upgrades through firmware to support Matter. So if you already have these devices, you don't have to buy new ones when it comes to the Eve stuff. These will get a firmware update to support Matter if you're interested in doing that. And again, those other Eve Matter out of the box products will also start shipping April 17th, and you can go ahead and order the Eve Energy now. Let's see. Question, I didn't get the prompt to upgrade my Apple Home platform. What should I check? If you haven't updated yet, gosh, I would have to go and rewatch my last video on that. It should happen automatically. You need to make sure all your devices are updated though. Like your HomePods need to all be updated. I'd update all your Apple devices, everything, even other people in your family. And then you should see it if you're up on 16.4 if you haven't updated or upgraded it already. Let's see. Question regarding Matter. Can you have a mix of HomeKit and Matter devices, or do you need to go full-blown Matter? Good question, Vito. And yes, you can certainly have a mixture of Matter and HomeKit devices. I do in my home. I've got some Matter lights sitting right here on my desk. Those Yeelight cubes I made a video about recently. Those support Matter and work in HomeKit thanks to Matter. And your existing HomeKit products will continue to support HomeKit just like they always have. Only now you can bring in HomeKit or Matter devices into your home app. They can work side by side in HomeKit just like we have come to know and love with HomeKit products in the past. Question, how's your Orbi 6E router holding up? It's good. No complaints. Yep, Orbi 6E, it's a beast. So it's powering this live stream right now. Franklin says, do you believe more cameras will come out for HomeKit Secure Video, or will cameras like Arlo will accept HomeKit Secure Video? What cameras do you recommend for HomeKit Secure Video? I don't think Arlo will, because their whole business model is kind of around their subscription service or whatever. That's kind of their business model. So I don't think Arlo will. I'm sure we'll have more that come out to support HomeKit Secure Video. We just had a new video doorbell come out to support it. There's not a ton of options. I know, for outdoors, you got the Circle View. That's one that I like. You've got the Eufy cameras, which there's been those privacy issues. Some people don't want to use those. Those have always worked really well for me too, for battery powered, if you need battery powered. But I'm not using the Eufy cameras anymore. And indoors, you have a lot more options. The Aqara cameras, the Eve camera, the Eve outdoor camera is also a really good one. So I like all those. I use all those. Any word on when the Aqara deadbolt with home key support? Super eager for that. Yeah, it should be Q2. That's all I know. And from what I recall, should be Q2. So we're entering Q2 any day now. So hopefully that's the next Aqara product that we see come out after that new doorbell camera came. So let's see. Another thing was going to mention too, for those of you who may use the Home Widget app. This thing right here was just updated with 16.4. This is the Home Widget app, and allows you to kind of put widgets and stuff on your home screen and also on your lock screen. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I did have a little demo. They did a demo video here. So let's see if this will play. So this is actually utilizing that new lock screen shortcut that we talked about. And I haven't tried this out. I don't know if anybody in the chat has tried this out, but you can actually kind of see this working. So that's your lock screen. He pushes on the widget it locks the door, whatever it does, and then it uses a shortcut to relock the screen. So the developer looks like he's utilizing that new feature to relock your screen with these lock screen widgets. So kind of cool. Again, I haven't had a chance to try this out, but hopefully I will soon. And I don't know if anybody else is using the Home Widget app. You can do some pretty cool stuff with that. Let's see. Shane, love your videos. They are a ton of help. Have a lot of Lutron switches and Philips, and I put a Circle View doorbell. My Circle View loses connection often, and I have to reconnect to Unify. Oh man, sorry to hear that. I've been really happy with my Logitech Circle View doorbell. Actually, it's the one that's on my front door right now as we speak. Sorry to hear that hasn't been working well for you. And let's see. Yeah, speaking of doorbells, I did recently do a video on, let me see if I can, go to my channel. I did recently do a video on the Aqara G4 doorbell, so you can check that out, and you can see why maybe why I'm using my Logitech Circle View again right now. But all in all, it's a good camera, good doorbell for the most part. Not for me though. I did have some issues, but it could be a good one for you. So check that out. Here's those matter cubes I was talking about earlier, and also let's see, where's that? There we go. There's a should you upgrade. New Apple Home architecture. So that's the one. And now that has been pushed, I need to go visit my grandpa so I can update his whole home and get him running on the new architecture so I can access his smart home again through the Apple Home app. That's the one thing, if you have multiple homes with this new architecture, if you upgrade one, you can't access the old ones until you upgrade them all. So I need to go upgrade his house. So let's jump into some questions. If you guys have any, I'll try to get to as many as I can. And if I miss your question, I do apologize, but I'll try to get to everyone's. I see there's a bunch, it looks like already. Can you link the Home app using... Thanks, Brad. Can you link to the Home app using... Oh, okay. I think Brad was answering that. Thank you. Very cool. Nice. Question, I've got Amazon As Matter coming to Echoes. I answered that one already. Let's see. Question, have you used the Homebridge security plugin? Any recommendation on setting up or using? I have used it in the past. I haven't used it for quite a while. Actually, if you search on my channel, I wonder if I can find that video. I did a video using that plugin a while ago. This was a long time ago. Well, I don't know if it was that. Yeah, it was a year. It says a year ago. So this one right here, DIY HomeKit security system with Homebridge and 3 easy steps. Share, copy. I'll post this video in the chat. In this one, I basically used the Homebridge security plugin to create my own security system with what did I do? I used just like a cheap siren plugged into a smart outlet, smart plug, kind of a really DIY solution, but it works. And again, that was at least a year ago. So I'm not sure, what all has changed with that plugin since then. Cause I used it for a while, but I haven't been using it for a while either. Let's see. Please only ask your question once. Thank you, Brian. I will try to get to these. Question, does Eve have an outside plug? Eve does not have an outdoor plug, unfortunately. Nope, they just have their indoor plug. Brian says, can you ask Aqara why the heck their doorbell camera feed is formatted horizontally and not vertically like it should be? Sure, I can ask them, but I don't know how much good it's going to do. I've actually found, believe it or not, some people prefer that. Probably not as many that would want it vertically, but I have heard from some people that prefer a horizontal feed. I don't know what would be awesome. I don't have no idea how hard this would be to like to flip it via software. That would be incredible if you could like go back and forth. And I know you can do that with through software with like the Eve Cam, for example. You can flip the feed upside down if you mount it like up. So if you mount it, upside down, you can flip the camera feed, which also translates over to HomeKit. It would be awesome if a car could do something like that through software, where you can just flip the feed to be like vertical, and then, maybe even if you had to mount it vertically, it'd probably be better than anything. But yeah, that horizontal feed is a big reason why it's not for me, because it's just where my doorbell wiring and everything is located. I'm not seeing any heads. I'm not seeing any packages. I'm not seeing anything but people's torsos, just based on the location of mine. So, question: can I add a single product to several HomeKit at the same time? I got a Wi-Fi for guests, but was thinking if I can add, for example, light bulbs, which work my HomeKit to HomeKit guest. I don't think I've ever tried to do this. I don't think it's possible. I think, the device has to be paired to, I don't know, maybe if you have multiple homes on the same network, it might be possible, but I really don't know. I've never tried that. Smart smoke detectors, that's something that comes up here, Sam, a good bit in the chat. There's really no good options in the US. If you live in Europe, there's a few more options, like Eve has one, Netatmo has one. Here in the US, there's the First Alert ones. There's like two of them by First Alert. One has that speaker built in. I'm not a fan. I tried it, didn't work well for me. I've also used, what I'm probably planning on doing, a couple things. I have a device, it's made by Abode, that basically monitors for a smoke alarm sound, and that pairs into HomeKit, so I can get notified if any of my old dumb smoke detectors go off because of that, if that makes any sense. Kind of like monitors for the sound of a smoke alarm. Well, soon our HomePods are also going to get that update. I wonder if that's come. I haven't heard that. I wonder if that, I haven't seen that yet. That's supposed to come in the spring. So, I don't know. Hopefully soon we'll see that update. I don't think that was a part of 16.4. I actually forgot to check. But anyways, your HomePods will soon be able to do this. So what I'm probably going to do is just, you can create automations when this happens off of this, what do they call it? Like sound recognition, but basically it's monitoring for like your HomePods will be able to monitor for a smoke alarm sound. So you can just have dumb smoke alarms and have automations set in your home app to, turn all the lights on or whatever. You'll definitely get notifications if your dumb smoke alarms go off, which is great. That basically kind of turns all your dumb smoke alarms into smart ones. So that's what I'm planning on. It's way cheaper than buying a bunch of new smoke alarms. And it should also monitor for CO detectors too. So Hugh says my First Alert cameras have been rock solid and they work great in the Ring system. I see it's been retracted. It must have meant the First Alert smoke detectors. Lone Star Trent says it will be in 16.5. I'll let you know. Cool. Yeah, would love to hear about that. It looks like it's going to be a really awesome feature, so looking forward to that. Just mount the Akara G4, rotate 90 degrees, and you'll see horizontally. Well, if only it worked like that. It'll still come out. It'll still come out horizontal, and you'll have to look at your phone like this in the Home app. So, Akara smokes off Ali. Yeah, Owl does make them. Did they ever roll out the HomeKit certification for theirs? I know they were working forever. They were supposed to release that like a year ago. Let's see. I think they did, actually. That's a good point, but I haven't tried them out. I was in contact with them at one point, and I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's like, I think they really had trouble getting that HomeKit certification. Does anybody use the Owl smoke detector? I'm looking for a HomeKit support. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So that was not there at one point. So I guess these do support HomeKit now. Oh man, Terry, thank you so much. Terry, we got a super chat from the Terry Lee White. Thank you so much for that. And let me know if my super chat volume is too loud. I got some comments last time saying the volume was a little screwed up. Thank you, Terry, so much for the support. Much appreciated. So they are offering a service to have both professionally monitored. What are we talking about there on that one, George? Let me know. Question, I downloaded your shortcut for intercom from your YouTube link and it doesn't seem to work. It says home can't be found over the HomePod. Oh, I'd have to check. It's been a while since I uploaded that. It may have been something with the, some updates since that was published. I'll check, but last time I checked, it did work okay. But you just have to relink all your devices and stuff for sure. HomeKit Home, Shane, I love your, where'd it go? HomeKit Home, I love your blue and green lights that you use in your videos. Can you please share your secret? What are you using? I'm trying to make my Zoom calls a little bit more fancy. Yeah, so, well, I'm not using the blue and green lights anymore. We switched it up, as you can see. I don't know the exact ones, but let me just, let's see. It was just like, it was so long ago when I purchased those, and I was definitely on a budget when I started that setup. But it was just something like this, like some cheap little outdoor floodlights. It comes with the little remote. They weren't even smart. So it wasn't this exact one, but there's a ton of these. Well, yeah, just something like this. There's a ton of these that, little LEDs. It comes with a little remote and you can change the colors and stuff. That's all I used, just pointed them up at a wall. The wall was painted dark gray, same color you see back here. And yeah, that's all it was. I had them connected to some smart plugs and that was it. Let's see. George says he made a comment right before that one. Let me find it. Oh, speaking of smoke alarms, thanks, George. Speaking of smoke alarms, the Starling Hub is now offering monitoring, for the Nest smoke CO2 alarms and Nest security system, all in HomeKit, thanks to Starling. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so that's another way to go. Of course, that's not native HomeKit support, so that's why I didn't mention the Nest, but I do know a lot of people like the Nest smoke alarms, and they use those. You can use the Starling Home Hub. George made a video recently talking about using the Starling Home Hub to bring his doorbell, the Google doorbell, or Nest doorbell, into HomeKit. So you can do that. That's a good option as well. So thank you. And I didn't know they were offering monitoring for the Nest smoke alarms. So that's pretty cool if you're into that. Michael says, what kind of webcam do you use? The background blur is a nice touch. Thank you very much. I'm still working on the setup, so I do appreciate the feedback. But this is the Sony A7 IV, and this is just the camera that I used to shoot with and everything. And upgraded to this one, what was it, maybe 5 months ago or something like that? Just a few months ago. But yeah, it's been an awesome camera. I love it. Do you think Aqara will get us some outdoor cameras after doing the doorbell? Good question, Paul. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. There's been no indication of this whatsoever. It would be awesome. I would really like to see an Aqara outdoor doorbell, to be honest. But there's been no indication of this. I think so. They came out with the doorbell. Next, I think they're going to focus on the the lock that's coming to the US or North America. After that, well, and I don't know if this is the correct order, but they also have that FP2 coming out. And then they also said they're going to be releasing the thread, motion, and door sensors. So they kind of got a lot going on. Aqara always seems to have a lot going on, though. So, I mean, it's certainly possible, but I wouldn't hold my breath for it, but would be nice. Are all Aqara products Matter compatible? That's a good question. So no, the answer is no. Let me see if I can find. There's a. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. There is a image that shows the support. I'm gonna see if I can find it for you. But yeah. So starting off, of course, you have to have a hub to get the Matter. Let's see, is this it? Here we go. So first, right now, the only way to get Aqara stuff to support Matter is through the M2 hub. Soon, they will also roll out support to their other hubs. But right now, it's just the M2, and this says add Matter support to 40 plus devices. So not all of the devices, and obviously like cameras won't be, but most of the Zigbee devices will. So you see we got the window sensor, humidity sensor, temperature, motion, the motion sensor P1. Let's see what else. Wireless mini switches, basically anything. The Cube T1, I feel like has anybody tried putting that into Matter? I have not tried doing that myself. I'm curious how that one works. That's that Cube. Pretty cool little device. Let's see. Radiator, curtain drivers. I don't think the FP2 will be able to support Matter because it's got to be a product, a device that Matter can support. So obviously they're going to support a whole lot of them. So most of these devices will be able to, or all of these will be able to support Matter through a Matter-enabled Aqara hub, but not all of them. So cameras, obviously cameras is not in the Matter spec right now, so you can't get cameras that support Matter. That's what kind of bugs me, like the Aqara doorbell, when they released that, they said like Matter support, and then in the fine print says coming or planned or something like that. There's no cameras that support Matter right now because cameras are not in the Matter specification. So anytime you see that, take that with a grain of salt. Yes, they probably will bring it when Matter does support cameras, but right now it's just it's a thing of the future. It's not here yet. Any information about a thread button from Onvis? Yeah, so where is it? It's over there in the corner of my room. So the thread, let me see if I can find that also. Thread Onvis, let's see. Nope, that's not it. There's the button. HomeKit News. So this right here, I don't know if you can see this. So that's the button. I actually have one. Let's see if it works. This will be a test. I'll be right back. I've got one right over here. And I dropped it. Let's do a test. So I programmed this to change the color of that back there. So we're going to see. So this is not available yet, but this is what it looks like. And it's a scene controller. And I programmed each button to change it. And it has not been the most reliable in my experience. I just tried changing it. It didn't change. So yeah, hasn't been super awesome. It does support thread, but I don't know. I have to check and see if I'm having issues with any of my other thread stuff right now before I totally chalk it up to being an issue here. Let's see. Nope, I'm not having issues with my other thread stuff, so I don't know why it's not working, but yeah, it hasn't been super reliable. I think they've been having issues with the HomeKit certification. This was supposed to roll out already, I believe, and it seems like it's getting delayed, so my assumption is they're having trouble getting the HomeKit certification. I don't know, but I keep testing it out, and you guys let me know if you want like a full video on that or what. Mike Q says, unfortunately, Matter is not great, and I'm not impressed with Thread either. I've got some Thread devices I really like. I've got some Thread devices that I don't like as much. So I think it's more on the manufacturer, honestly. And that's kind of the way it's always been, I feel like. You know, it seems like a lot of us get so caught up in the protocol and what's new, Matter, Thread. You know, Thread was new, so it's like, oh, Thread's this great thing. It's not really the case. If you got a company that makes, you know, subpar products, whether it supports, you know, Zigbee or Wi-Fi or Thread, it's still going to be a subpar product. That's the way I look at it. Troubles, agree on both accounts. Thanks, George. Anyone else having trouble posting on the chat in the past few minutes? You guys having issues? Is everything good? Let me know. Kevin says froze for a bit. We all clear? Let's see. Looks like we got a good connection right now. Sorry if we froze a bit. Me moving around the studio maybe mess things up. I noticed the chat stopped for a minute. Seems to be back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Looks like we're good to go now. Okay, good. Well, we're good to go now. We got some more questions here. So yeah, anyways, same thing with Matter. Those Matter devices that I just reviewed, well, it was kind of like a showcase. These, these things right here, that's probably been so far one of my favorite Matter products that I've used. I'm using them right now. I got the clock over here, kind of working on my desk setup a lot. I shared on Instagram earlier. I got a new desk shelf, so got some Nanoleaf stuff up on the wall, so I'm working on this. I'm doing some behind the scenes over on Instagram if you want to kind of follow over there. But yeah, I like the Yeelight cubes. The Eve stuff has been good, but I'm really looking forward to trying the stuff that comes out of the box instead of having to rely on like all the beta stuff. You know, I feel like, again, with these Yeelight cubes, these were Matter out of the box. So hopefully the Matter stuff will smooth out. Marcus says, I'm currently using Philips Wise, I'm not sure how to say that, lights around my home. Is there a way to connect them to HomeKit, or I need a different brand? So these will be able to get into HomeKit once they support Matter. So again, we just talked about this earlier. Philips Hue has recently delayed its Matter update. But once you can get the bridge to update to support Matter, you will be able to get those cheaper Wiz lights, Wise, again, don't know how to say that. You can get those into HomeKit through Matter once this supports Matter. Now, that said, I think they mentioned in the article here somewhere, they mentioned it somewhere in here. You can sign up for the beta for Philips Hue, and you can go ahead and get this to support Matter. I haven't done that. I know some people have, but you can sign up for the beta version, beta program or whatever that Philips Hue does, and you can get your hub to go ahead and support Matter through that beta if you don't want to wait. So hope that answers the question. Another question. A laser sensor in a HomeKit. I saw your video about the pressure sensor, a car sensor, and I was wondering if it'll work with the laser. I don't know about that. I have not tried anything with the laser. I mean, people have done some pretty crazy things, kind of like we kind of rigged up that pressure sensor. I'm not sure. That would be pretty cool, though. That might be something to look into. I don't know that much about those kinds of sensors, but I don't know. Maybe if we were able to do it with a pressure sensor, maybe we could do it with something like that. Question, do you know when Eve will be releasing the DIY roller blinds kit? I think it's available now. Let's see. Actually, let's go to Amazon. I feel like it's available now. In fact, I'm almost certain. Where did I just saw it somewhere online. Maybe it was on the Eve site. Let's go to the store. There you go, Eve Motion Blinds Upgrade Kit $199.95 FedEx ground shipping. There you go. This should be available. Yep, this is on the Eve website. Again, I'm in the US, but this should be available everywhere now. So, are there any PoE cameras that support HomeKit secure video? No, not natively, unfortunately. You have to use scripted or Homebridge or something like that. Brian asks, is the SmartThings USB dongle or hub Matter or Thread compatible? I'm not familiar with the SmartThings USB dongle. So I'm not really sure about that one. Is Samsung SmartThings USB? Are you asking maybe can you use Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I haven't used SmartThings a whole lot. I do have a SmartThings hub. I've been using a little bit just with Matter, but the new SmartThings hub does support Matter. I know that much, but I'm not sure about the USB dongle thing. I think it does have Thread support as well. But again, I have not used their new hub. Have the second generation HomePods with the Apple TV 4K, and even at max volume is very quiet. Any suggestions? I don't have any suggestions for you there. I'm not sure what to say. It's very quiet. I don't know. I do know that, they're kind of configured in a way if you turn them, most speakers, if you turn them all the way up, will kind of sound like crap. The HomePods don't. They still are listenable, if that's a word, when you turn them to max volume. So I don't know if that has something to do with it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have any of mine. I got a pair right there paired to the Apple TV, and they work fine for me. Question, do you think we'll get another Matter update before the year is out? I do. I think we should, if everything goes according to plan. They said that they would be rolling out, I can't remember what they said exactly, if it was multiple times a year, a small update. So there should be, I'm hoping on it. I'm not sure if it'll be a version 2 or not, but would be nice. Question, does the M2 hub let you connect a Zigbee device to another Matter device? M2 hub lets you connect a Zigbee device to another Matter device. So right now, through the M2 hub, you can only connect Aqara devices to the hub. And then you can use that hub, since it supports Matter, to work with anything that supports Matter. So I'm not really sure if that's answering your question, but you can, get the M2 hub. In my video, my last Matter video, we talked about, what did I use? I don't think I used SmartThings. Maybe I did use SmartThings. I put it in Google. I know I tested it some with the Google Nest hub. So, the M2, I got it into Google. You can do SmartThings, anything that supports Matter. Question, is it possible to do both HomeKit secure video and 24/7 recording on the G4? Yes, it is. And Frederick answered that. Thank you, Frederick. Yes, it is definitely possible. You do have to have the SD card, a micro SD card in the G4 to do 24/7 recording. You also have to have it powered, wired. You have to have it wired to do 24/7 recording. Question, none of my Wemo smart plugs work or will reconnect after installing my Netgear Orbi. Is this common? I can't even get them working after a hard reset. I don't know if that's common or not. I think I'm only using one Wemo smart plug. It's the newer Thread plug. I'm not having any issues with it. I'm using a Netgear Orbi also. I don't know if you're using like the older Wemo plugs. I've heard a lot of people have issues with those older Wemo devices. So maybe that has something to do with it. It could have something to do with your network configuration. If it's, again, even if it's the Thread version, a lot of factors that could probably be into play there. What would be a good outdoor motion sensor for HomeKit? I would probably go with the Eve motion sensor, or the Philips Hue has a good one if you use Philips Hue stuff. So if you have a Philips Hue bridge, that's probably a good one. Or the Eve motion are probably the two. Those are the two that I use. I need to know if the SmartThings station allows Samsung TVs into Apple Home. So I don't think it really works like that. So the SmartThings station is going to act kind of like a, let's see if I can look it up. SmartThings station, since there's a lot of talk about the SmartThings station. So this is it right here. This is the new SmartThings station. Let's see what it says. Your home in the palm of your hands. Yeah, it's a charger. What else? Let's talk about the Matter. So this is basically acting like your SmartThings hub, kind of like a HomeKit hub acts with HomeKit. So this isn't gonna really pair with HomeKit. You know what I mean? You still have to have a HomeKit hub to use HomeKit. So I don't think it really works the way you're asking or the way you're hoping. I don't even see anything about Matter on here. So anyways, I don't think it'll work like that. I think the answer is no to that question. Let's see. Is there a way to include a RoboVac into HomeKit? You can, but you have to use something like Homebridge or Hoobs, and it's not going to be a native native to HomeKit. So if you're not familiar with Homebridge, you could check that out, or Hoobs also. Hoobs is the easy way. You can buy Hoobs out of the box, but you would need something like that to get it because they don't support HomeKit natively. So. Let's see. Question: anyone know how to connect a LG ThinQ oven, range, and microwave? Looks like there's a ThinQ Homebridge plugin, but no support for those devices yet. And Brian, I know you asked this we're talking about this over in Discord too. So let me know if you get any tips on there. I have not used any of the LG ThinQ devices. Hopefully Matter will bring us that soon. I know appliances is one of the things slated for one of the next updates, hopefully with Matter, and that would be awesome if we can get those to support Matter and we can bring them into HomeKit that way natively. I have not tried the Sense Home Energy Monitoring. I'm familiar with it. I've looked into it a little bit, but I have not tried it. They are the older Wemo plugs, slowly replacing them with the Cara plugs. My iPhone, iPad looks just like your shirt. No response. Yes, that is not fun. I know the feeling. It's probably an issue with those plugs if you're using the older Wemo plugs. Like I said, I've heard a lot of people have issues with the older Wemo stuff. A Cara stuff works great with HomeKit, so you can't go wrong there. Also, the newer Wemo plugs support HomeKit. The thread ones, those have been pretty good for me. I'm just using one, but it's been pretty good. And also Eve Energy, again, those new Eve Matter plugs are available to order now. So that would be another good option there. Is there a way to, let's see. Oh, we got a new member. Awesome. Thank you for joining, Brian. Appreciate the support. Let's hit the confetti button. Thank you for joining as a member. Be sure to check out our Discord where we're all kind of in there every day talking and chatting about HomeKit and all of our fun projects and stuff like that. I appreciate the support. Anybody else, if you want to be a member, there is a that supports the channel. It's much appreciated. There is a link pinned in the chat for that. Question: are there any smart ovens, dishwashers, washing machines, dryers that work in HomeKit? Nope, none of those support HomeKit right now natively. Matter will bring us those appliances once Matter supports those. That's how we'll get that stuff into HomeKit. I don't think it'll happen before then. And let's see. Question: is there a way to trigger video playback on my Apple TV via NFC sticker? I want to tap a sticker on my wedding photo and have it play our wedding video stored on my I think you can do this. You would probably have to use set destination playback action, and I think there might be a way to do it, but yeah, it's going to be a tricky one. Try using set destination playback. I haven't tried this specifically. And you could play it on your phone. If you can get it open on your phone and play somehow, I'm not sure if you can do that either, but try that way if you can get it to open a specific video. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can do that. And then you'd have to AirPlay it to your Apple TV probably. But that'll be a tough one. I don't know if you can do that. Love your channel, by the way. I'm about to start a full HomeKit smart home in the new house we're building. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support. Also a channel member, so thank you very much. And congratulations on the new home. That's always a lot of fun. And you're building. So that's the ideal situation, is to be building, get Ethernet put everywhere. You can kind of start from scratch, get outlets put everywhere. You can really be strategic about it if you're building. So that's the ideal situation right there. Let's see. And WWDC virtual party. Speaking of, we forgot to talk about that. I forgot to mention that. Thank you, George. Totally forgot to mention that. We can wrap it on that note. WWDC has been announced June 5th, day after my birthday. So hopefully we'll have some exciting new things to talk about. Obviously, there will be software updates. We always look for HomeKit updates at WWDC. This is where they brought some big updates to the past in HomeKit, like HomeKit Secure Video, HomeKit Secure Routers, and stuff like that was it was announced first at WWDCs in the past. So we'll be looking to see if there's any new HomeKit stuff announced. That will be awesome. Definitely keeping an eye out for that. But we're also expecting some hardware, which is kind of unusual. There's lots of rumors, which I don't focus too much on, but there's lots of rumors on the AR, VR, VR headset being announced during the developer conference, because it's very much a developer kind of device. They'll need developers to buy in on that and to develop some awesome stuff. So I'm super excited about the VR stuff. I really can't wait for that. And also maybe a new Mac Pro might be announced. That's kind of what we're looking for. Maybe new hardware announced. Jeff says, I'm waiting on the Apple smart screen device of some type. Yeah, that would be nice. I assume there will probably be another year or two of rumors on that before it actually comes, but would be awesome. WWDC is my favorite time of the year. I gauge it. Yes. Excuse me. Me too. It's my birthday. Usually close. So Shane's channel is a great place to start. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. And the question there was, where'd it go? I missed the question. It just slipped from me. I think it was about shortcuts. Sorry, sometimes this chat just keeps on rolling, and I miss some comments or questions. I think this year still for a smart screen. You think it's this year? I think I think the last rumors, again, all the rumors, man, there's too many of them. But I think the last I checked, they said 2024 for the screen, the iPad Home Hub with the screen. I think that's the last I saw of the last rumors. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Would love to see it this year. Maybe they'll announce it. Who knows? It'll be awesome either way. But some VR headsets, that might be, I think every video on my channel, except if you go way back, has pretty much been about HomeKit, Apple Home, smart home stuff. the VR headset might be the first thing. I might have to make a video on that, which is kind of outside of smart home. I'm just super excited about that. I love it. I love VR stuff. I think it's cool. Anyways, on that note, thank you guys so much for hanging out and chilling with me today, talking all about smart home and Apple and all that stuff. I'd put links down below to a lot of stuff we talked about if you want to check out any of those. Also, you want to support the channel even further, you can become a channel member. And if you are a member, definitely go get into that Discord. Would love to see you over there. Thanks again for hanging out. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day and a good rest of your week. New video coming this Sunday. Don't want to miss it, especially with all this Matter talk. Definitely check that out. And till next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.